Elon Musk, disguised in a worn gray hoodie, faded jeans, a mustache, and scuffed sneakers, approached the entrance of a local restaurant in downtown Austin. He looked like any other person trying to grab a quick meal after a long day. Few would guess that this man was Elon Musk. As he stepped inside, he moved quietly toward the counter, his demeanor humble, almost invisible among the lively patrons. Behind the counter stood Lisa, a sharp-faced woman in her early 40s. Her uniform was spotless, but her attitude carried the weariness of years spent dealing with demanding customers. "What'll it be?" Lisa asked curtly, barely glancing up as Elon scanned the menu. Her tone was far from welcoming. "Just a burger and some fries," Elon said softly, pulling out a few crumpled bills from his pocket. He noticed the way her eyes darted toward his worn attire, her lips curling into a slight sneer. "We're full," Lisa snapped, her voice louder this time. She gestured vaguely toward the booths, even though there were clearly a few empty seats. Elon paused, his face calm, and looked around. He could feel the eyes of other patrons on him, sensing the awkwardness of the situation. "I don't mind waiting," he replied, his voice steady. But Lisa had already moved on, ignoring him as she attended to another customer. The scene caught the attention of Greg, the diner's owner. A stout man with a kind face, Greg had been watching from the kitchen. He stepped out, wiping his hands on his apron, curious about the exchange. Elon stood there for another moment before quietly stepping away from the counter. As he turned to leave, Greg noticed the man's unusual composure despite the rude treatment. Something about him seemed familiar, but he couldn't quite place it. Outside, the evening air was cool, and Elon took a deep breath. He walked toward a sleek black Tesla parked discreetly around the corner. For now, he decided to let the events unfold naturally, his plans still in motion. Inside the diner, Lisa resumed her work, her mood slightly lifted after what she considered a minor victory. She prided herself on keeping out anyone she deemed unfit for the diner's ambience. The other staff avoided her sharp tongue, and even the regulars knew better than to cross her. A few minutes later, the low hum of a car engine drew attention. Through the large windows, a sleek black Tesla pulled up right in front of the diner. Heads turned as the door opened, and the man from earlier stepped out, no longer wearing his cap. His face, now fully visible, sent a ripple of shock through those who recognized him. It was Elon Musk. Lisa froze mid-step, the tray in her hand tipping precariously. Greg, who had been attending to a customer, dropped his pen. Whispers erupted among the diners, their eyes fixed on the unexpected visitor. Elon walked back into the diner, his stride calm and unhurried. The once lively chatter had died down, replaced by a tense, almost eerie silence. He approached the counter, where Lisa stood frozen, her face pale. "Is the diner still full?" he asked, his tone polite but pointed. Lisa opened her mouth to speak, but found no words. Greg hurried forward, his hands wringing nervously. "Mr. Musk," Greg began, but Elon raised a hand, silencing him gently. "It's fine," Elon said. "I just wanted to see how people are treated when they don't look important." He glanced at Lisa, whose eyes were now downcast, her earlier arrogance replaced with visible regret. Elon turned to the diners, his expression softening. It's easy to forget that everyone deserves respect, no matter how they appear. His words, a quiet lesson that resonated deeply. Greg apologized profusely, his voice shaking. Lisa, on the verge of tears, excused herself and disappeared into the back office. Moments later, she returned, her belongings in hand, and walked out of the diner without a word. The atmosphere in the diner slowly shifted as the shock wore off. Elon Musk, now seated at a booth, engaged warmly with other diners. A young boy approached him hesitantly, clutching a napkin and a pen. Elon smiled, signed the napkin, and even posed for a quick photo. The boy's parents looked on, grateful for the kindness. Greg approached Elon cautiously, a notebook in hand. "Mr. Musk, Call me Elon," he interrupted, his tone friendly. "And relax, Greg. You've got a great place here. Just make sure everyone feels welcome, all right?" Greg nodded earnestly, taking notes as Elon spoke. Their conversation drew smiles from nearby diners who admired Elon's humility. Outside, Lisa walked down the dimly lit street, her steps heavy. She clutched her bag tightly, replaying the evening's events in her mind. A homeless man sitting nearby watched her pass, shaking his head slightly, as if sensing the weight of her regret. Back inside, Elon finished his meal and stood to leave. Greg walked him to the door, shaking his hand firmly. "Thank you, Elon, for everything." Elon smiled warmly. "Just remember, kindness costs nothing." With that, he stepped outside, the Tesla's doors opening smoothly. He drove away into the night, leaving behind a diner that would never be the same again. And this brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.